Learning every build Tejana style. What's up, Dallas? You chilling over there? Good. Oh, hey! Welcome back to Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm your host, Tejana style. Don't hold it against me. So tonight, we just did the rebuild, spindle rebuild on the L130 John Deere. Yesterday we were cutting grass, and so my wife for probably the last season, this season, we've been putting, let me see if I can show you without getting you too dizzy. Been putting it on a jump box and it'll crank up. But I think I've figured out that the regulator is probably bad on this thing, and that's where we're going to start. But yesterday she jumped it, mowed a little bit, came back, stopped to talk to me, and then it wouldn't do anything. So number one, I think the battery is totally dead because it's been 2 seasons being jumped. And number two, I think our regulator's bad. So tonight, we're going to check it out. So I'm going to show you real quick. I've let the jump box charge, and I'm going to turn it on. I got it hooked up. Got the seat down, brake on, and this thing doesn't even turn over. So, my next step is to take out a brand new battery that I just bought for the Craftsman that we just did the half deck rebuild on, and I'm going to pull it out and put it in here and see if it cranks. If it does, I mean, I already know the battery's bad, but then we're going to see. I'll pull the regulator off. Tomorrow we'll get a new regulator and a new battery, and hopefully we'll fix the problem. Alright, so I know it was kind of fast and you couldn't see me taking the other battery out of the Craftsman. But I've replaced the battery and we're going to see if it cranks up. So, let's see if it even turns. Number one, we know the battery's dead. And if I keep having to jump it, that means something else is wrong. So we're going to go with the regulator, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I'm going to pull it off and show you where it is on this Kohler Command 23. And tomorrow I'm going to get the regulator and new battery, and then I'll give you an update and make sure that it's still running. So, let's pull it off. So, I know that was kind of fast. I just took the other battery out of my other mower, the Craftsman, put in the John Deere, and it cranked right up. So, number one, again, we know that the battery's dead. Number two, I'm going to go with the cheapest thing because that's what you should do, or I don't know. I really don't think the alternator's messed up in it. I'm going to go, this thing is 20 years old. I'm going to go with the regulator, so I'm going to show you where that regulator is. This is a Kohler Command 23. So, that's a John Deere L130. So, if you'll look at the motor, we're on the left side if you're sitting on the mower looking, and this right here is your regulator. So they say to make sure you know which wires are coming off where, but this is all one connector, and it should slide on one way. So we just want to make sure that we're doing that. but we're going to pull these off. I unplugged one of the spark plugs so that we're not getting any fire, and of course the battery's out anyway. But then I'm going to pull this off. We're going to pull the regulator off, and tomorrow I'm going to get another one. So I just want to tell you that to pull the battery off, if you haven't noticed from the prior videos that I've done, that John Deere is metric. So it was a number 10 to take the nuts off for the battery, and we are using, this may not be metric, yes it is, it's an 8 to take off the regulator. So we'll be pulling this off, and tomorrow we'll be buying a new battery and putting another regulator on. I hope that fixes it. It should, and as it progresses we'll know. But if that doesn't work, then the alternator has to be changed. But after 20 years, I think that we need to change the regulator too. So here we go. Alright, so I got the regulator off. I took the battery out. Woohoo for me. But anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to go get the battery, the regulator, and then we'll put it all back together and see if this baby's going to run. I'm sure it will. But then I think the main important thing is, because usually after 2 or 3 times that we run it, the battery would be dead. We'd have to, you know, put the jump box on it. So it'll take us a little bit, but I think the season's good, long enough, even though we're in August, that we'll know if it's a regulator or not. But like I said, it's a 20-year-old mower, and you know, this is probably bad. Hopefully that's all that's wrong with it. If it is the alternator, then it needs to be changed too. It's at 20 years. But I always like to start at the cheapest point, and here we go. So tomorrow I'll be back to finish the rest of the story. What is it, Dosh? You ready for me to get it running? I know you are. I had to put all this stuff back. Oh, yep. So here we go. I have the new regulator that we ordered. Let me back up so you can see me. And here's the old regulator. So the first thing I want to check is make sure that I take my glasses off to read, that the connectors say the same thing. So the old one says AC B plus AC. So this one says AC B plus AC. Easier to read because it's new. So this is the old one. So the first thing we're going to do is put the new regulator in. So here we go. And I have the screws. So there's that. I get the socket for it. Alright, so I've got my little handy dandy 90 angle, that's what I call it, for the drill bit. So if you see this, it fits in a compact drill and it locks in. So we'll start with the that one first. So let's see. Let's make sure we're going right. Oh my God. Yep. That worked. So I'll have to show you. Give me just a second. I hate to move the camera, but so you have this. Oh my goodness. You can see right here this little bracket. I hope you can see. But anyway, it goes up there. And you tighten the bolt over here so that it's holds on too. So let me sorry about that. I think we're still good. Alright, so let me make sure. Yep, that's what I need. A little socket. So let me find that. Alright, so I couldn't find my socket, but found my little bitty wrenches. It's 11/32. And we're just gonna flip that little baby up. And tighten up that screw. That's an extra little bracket that holds it up right there. There's no screw that goes in the hole that you saw. So that's not coming off. So the next thing is to remember. I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna take this off the stand. So remember that I put tape. Oh my goodness, where's my finger there? I put tape on the front side so that I knew how this connector went on. So we know that's the front, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off, and then we're just gonna slide this baby up and put it on there. So there we go. Alright, so now that we have the regulator on, we're going to put the motor on. Yes, Dallas, I know, you're waiting to try to crank the mower. Give me 1 minute. So now we're going to put the battery in. Now that we have the regulator on, and we hope it cranks up. So let's give it a try. So, always remember, let's put the ground on first. So, what we're going to do . So remember, if you didn't learn anything else, metric. This is a 10 metric. The other side, trying to get a better angle on it to hold it. In 1 second. I have something in here. I'll hold it with these channel locks. I'll hold the bolt. we got it tight. So now we're going to put the positive on. And hopefully, when Dallas cranks it, it'll crank right up. And then we'll see how it does for another couple cranks. But the end of the video will be that we got it cranked up. So, so we got it tight. I'll put the little cover back on. And let's not forget, I took the spark plug off of this side. Alright, so let's see, Dallas. Let's see if it'll crank up. I'm going to have to say, another successful build with the Honda style. Join us next week for another build. We're going to be finishing my son-in-law's mower. Thank you. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends and family so they can subscribe. I appreciate you. It's another successful day here in the Honda style world.